Welcome back to my channel. I don't know if the word hey was recorded, but whatever. Today we are back playing Dark Knights. Since we finished the Genova route, we're going to go on to the route with the guy who jumped into my window. Don't know his name yet, but whatever. If you hear anything in the background, I'm really sorry. Can't prevent it. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we have to go to here. I stare at the ceiling while lying on the couch. I think about what Akuya and Ryoji said earlier. Someone not from this village? Just in these past few days I've met 4 new people. Any of them could have moved here around the same time those disappearances started. It's possible that one of them is involved. Against my better judgment, I cannot help but want to investigate them further on my own. The excitement is overwhelming. Okay, so we did the gentleman at the old house. We're doing this guy after this route, and we're doing him last, so the weird person who jumped into my room. He was really suspicious. Yes. Could it be him? He was acting pretty weird after all. I told him not to come back, but I don't know if there is a chance of encountering him again. I try to recall his appearance, but he did not have any unique features. Now that I think about it, however, he had a strange sense of fashion. I've never met anyone who dressed the way he did. Oh well, no use fretting over it now. I'm sure I'll recognize him if I see him again. I should be able to find him, given how small the village is. Yay, Chapter 1, Visits. The next day I wake up from a strange dream about the brown-haired guy from yesterday. He waved at me with a blood-stained hand, then whispered something to "It's our secret." I do not remember what happened after that. Even though it was just a dream, it worries me. My mind is filled with thoughts about everything that has happened recently. I scratch my head and sigh. He was just a weirdo. If he had been a murderer, he would have killed me at the moment we met. After taking a few deep breaths, I eventually calm down and crawl out of bed. I prepare to leave for school. As usual, when I arrive at school, Akuya greets me with an enthusiastic smile. We chit-chat a little before Ryoji joins us. I notice he is unusually moody. Hey Ryoji, what's wrong? He lets out a sigh, but then forces himself to answer. The rumors about the murders are making me sick. Those people are just spreading lies. Just because the investigators haven't solved them yet, people assume they are slacking off. The whole procedure doesn't happen in a day. People think solving a crime is so easy. Some people are even claiming the cops are involved with the murder itself. All this nonsense is making it harder for us. I feel especially bad for my dad. Akuya puts her arm around Ryoji's shoulder. Leo, just ignore them. Ryoji sighs bitterly and shakes his head. Even my friends are complaining about it. I can't stand listening to them. At least you have 2 good friends on your side. Huh. Which friends are you talking about? Akuya crosses her arms and looks at Ryoji. You don't consider us your friends? Let me think. Akuya punches Ryoji. Ow! Stop, I was kidding. To be honest, the murder case has made me curious. Nothing like that ever happened before. This village is peaceful and not very exciting. Every day was the same as any other, like time rewound after midnight, but now the disappearances and murder cases changed that. Despite that, I am not pleased by these events. If I can, I would like to find the culprit behind them. After class ends, I pack my bag and prepare to go home. On my way home, I keep thinking about the guy who broke into my room. It still bothers me. I do not know how or why he did it. I hear a familiar voice calling my name, breaking me out of my thoughts. Hey, are you ignoring me? I turn around and see Ryoji right behind me. A little surprised, I step back. How long have you been there? Ryoji rubs the back of his neck as he raises an eyebrow. Not long. Geez, you should pay attention to your surroundings. Let your guard down and some creep might attack you. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I mumbled to myself and hit his arm playfully. So what are you still doing here? Aren't you going home? Well, I was wondering if you want to walk home together. His suggestion catches me off guard. It has been months since we have walked home together. Ryoji has been so busy with club activities that I barely see him after class. Doing it again after so long would be nice. Of course. We walk home side by side. I do not know what we can talk about, mostly because I am not sure what he has been up to recently. There are many things I can ask. Don't you have club activities after school? I've decided to skip them for today. I feel too tired to stay at school any longer. Besides, it feels like we haven't talked much lately. You have duties as the class president. I get that you're busy. I'm sorry for dumping that role on you. I didn't feel suited for it. It's still a bad excuse for spending less time with my friends. I took the role, so it's my responsibility now. If you say so. This might be out of the blue, but is it just me or have we all changed since our first year? Even Akuya's busy with her own stuff now. Ryoji looked up at the sky with a melancholic expression, as though looking at something nostalgic. To be honest, I feel the same way. But if everything is better this way, then we should let it be. Paths meet, cross, and separate. We don't have to cling to the same future. You should follow whatever your heart desires. You must be joking. The Miyoko I know doesn't let go of relationships that easily. Maybe I've changed. Well, to me you haven't changed at all. You're saying that now, but I think you and I feel the same way. Sorry about my attitude. I got too caught up with things and forgot what I really want to do. It could be that you left me because you thought it was the best for me. I miss old times with you and Akuya. We should hang out together again like we used to. Yeah. You don't have to apologize. It's not like anyone is at fault. It has been a while since I have seen this side of Ryoji. Walking home with him brings back memories. I did not think he cared this much about our friendship. All this time I tried to not get in his way. Perhaps I was the one who did not care enough. Because Ryoji lives farther than I, we part ways when we reach my neighborhood, and I walk the rest of the way home by myself. I'm home. Obviously there's no reply, but I still do it out of habit. I feel hungry, so I think about preparing dinner right away. What shall I make today? Something easy like sushi, or should I go for curry? Let's see what I have. As I head to the kitchen, noises from upstairs make me freeze. The sounds of opening and closing doors. It could have been the wind, but because of the rumors, I am extra cautious. Could it be the stalker again? It's strange, because I'm sure that I locked all the windows today. I take an umbrella to defend myself and silently move upstairs. Why is an umbrella her go-to weapon? I peek through the railing and notice that the light is on in my room. My heart is beating rapidly as I hold my weapon tightly. I'll show whoever it is that they're messing with the wrong person. Slowly, I move closer and press my back against the wall beside the door. I strain my ears for footsteps. I think I can figure out their position. Suddenly, someone walks out of my room. They seem like they were about to leave. They continue heading towards the stairs, having not noticed me. I hold my umbrella firmly and lunge when the person steps within my range. Stop it! I'm not... Ow! His voice sounds familiar, so I pull back. Fumbling in the darkness, I manage to find the hall light switch. The first thing I see is a guy wearing a brown cap facing away from me, and I immediately realize it is the same person who broke into my house the other day. Come to steal again, huh? I told you not to let me see your face ever again. You're not looking at my face, though. Woo, okay. The guy turns around, keeping his distance from me. I raise my umbrella again, but he grabs it before I can do anything else. Let go, pervert! He leans closer and covers my mouth with his hand, the force strong enough to push me back against the wall. Yay, his name. First of all, my name is not Pervert. It's Kurato. Second, you shouldn't scream at night. Your neighbors might think you're being assaulted. I gave him a sharp look, as if it is not obvious what he is doing right now. Don't look at me like that. Believe it or not, I'm here to protect you. I raise my eyebrow. Yeah, sure, by pinning me against the wall. I try to speak, but my words are muffled. He tilts his head, unable to make out anything I am trying to say. I'll take my hand off so you can talk, but only if you promise not to scream. I nod, and slowly he releases his grip. He lets out a deep sigh, and he steps back. I cross my arms and wait for a better explanation. If you really are here to protect me, you could try acting like it. You didn't have to climb to my window the other night. It was hard to reach you, so I had to improvise. What are you protecting me from? You've heard about the recent killings, right? I'll get straight to the point. You might be on their target list, and I've been assigned as your private guard. Hold on. You're saying that you broke into my house and assaulted me to protect me. I didn't actually break in. Without permission, it counts as breaking in, no matter who does it. I shake my head and hold out my hand. Show me proof that you really are a private guard. Kurato digs into his pocket and takes out a badge, handing it to me. To my surprise, he also shows me a gun he had kept hidden under his belt. I recognize the symbol on the front of the badge. Only selected investigators have it. Ryoji often talks about his father's job as an investigator and how only they are permitted to carry guns and badges with the distinct symbol. Is Kurato an investigator? I take a closer look at his credentials. Kurato Hakase. Does your family name mean doctor? Dr. Kurato. It's not my real family name. It was changed after I was adopted. I see. Does that mean you believe me, Miyoko? I give Kurato back his belongings, and he keeps them, smiling confidently. Nobody told me about this, though. It's supposed to be a secret, so we can trap the killer. For now, I'll be keeping an eye on you. This violates my privacy. Maybe I went a bit too far. And what were you doing in my room? Just making sure you're still here. I'm pretty sure professionals don't check up on their clients this often. Back there, he gave his gun to me. Not that I would have, but did he not realize that I can simply take it and shoot him? I'm stuck with an amateur guard. He could have told me so when he broke in the other night. Then again, I immediately chased him out and didn't give him a chance to explain. You said I might be on a target list, but how are you so sure they will come after me? The murderer seems to be interested in this neighborhood. The rest of my team are looking after other residents. I'm sure this is shocking, but don't worry, I'll protect you. Kurato thinks I must be scared, but instead I look up at him and grin. This is the perfect opportunity. I never knew the murderer would be so close. If I could catch him. If you're watching out for the murderer, then you'll be involved sooner or later. That means we have a chance to solve the case. You're lucky to have me as a partner. Together we will... I never said you are my partner, but I want to help out. You're already helping by being a target. I continue trying to convince him to let me help him, but he does not budge. I am told to just act as I usually do. Residents aren't supposed to work together with their guards. I'm here to ensure your safety. Professionals don't complete it your way, though. You should be thankful you even have a guard. I'm surprised an amateur like you is an investigator. I didn't have a good first impression of you, but I shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I don't expect much, but do your best. I guess I'll take that as a compliment. I give him a nonchalant look and shrug. Thank you for explaining the situation to me. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to sleep. You might as well go home. I told you that I'm going to watch you closely. Watch me closely? Kurato looks around uncomfortably, rubbing the back of his neck. I do not get why he is still hanging around, so I ask what is bothering him. Like I asked last time, can I stay here? My jaw almost drops after hearing this. I put my hand on my face and take a deep breath. He is still insistent about that, so I guess it is not a joke. If I allowed him to stay, it might make his job of protecting me easier. Still, it is unbelievable that a guy like him was assigned to me. I might actually be safer without him around. Something is strange about Kurato. I just cannot pinpoint what. I should get to know him better before jumping to conclusions. I decide to give him the benefit of the doubt and let him say. Kurato is overjoyed from my decision, as if I saved his life. You sound like a homeless person. I am. Sort of. I live by myself, but I can barely pay the rent. You are brutally honest. Kurato laughs softly at my comment. I take another look at him. For a homeless person, I wonder how he got such a high position. It requires exceptional grades and abilities to become an investigator. The guy before me got taken down by a high school girl with an umbrella. Hopefully, I will not regret my decision. I take Kurato around my house and show him where the important rooms like the kitchen and bathroom are. We finally stop in the guest room, which is right next to my room. After that, he thanks me politely and I leave him alone. It has been a long time since someone has stayed at my place. I do not know how long he will be here, but it should not be a problem. No one really checks up on me, and I would not mind some company at home. My first impression of him was terrible, but that may change. I'm curious about what he's got up his sleeve. Before I go to sleep, I take a quick shower. With a large towel wrapped around my body, this is an awkward moment. With a large towel wrapped around my body, I look at myself in the mirror. Akuya has always teased me that I should interact more often with people, but I always seem to attract creeps. I must look like an easy target or something. Besides, I think my personality frightens people instead. Maybe I should work on that. What? Suddenly the door swings open, revealing Kurato standing outside the bathroom. I freeze on the spot when I notice that he's not wearing anything except for a towel hanging from his waist. Okay, my gaze lingers on his fair build. He must have gone through a lot of training to achieve such a body. Okay, you're staring. Lady, you're staring. He looks fitting for the role of investigator like this. Okay. What am I thinking? Kurato does not seem to be aware that I was already in the bathroom. When he notices me, he looks at me from top to bottom. I do not know what is going through his head, but he keeps staring. I wait for him to say something, but after a moment I break the silence myself. Hey, were you planning on joining me? Sorry. Oh my god. So, in Genoru's, I think that's the name, route, the awkward scene was like eating, like all of his food. This one is the shower scene. That one shower scene, now I know which route it belongs to. Kurato turns away, his cheeks red, and quickly closes the door. I find his reaction funny. I'll let you off for now because I'm to blame for forgetting to lock the door. Knock next time. There is a muffled sound of agreement behind the door, followed by footsteps. He must have gone back to his room. I take a deep breath and close my eyes. I should have gotten mad, but he seemed to be more flustered than I am. Luckily, I have a towel around me. If he had come in at a different time, I would not have let him leave unscathed. His first day and he's already causing trouble. Oh my god. Before I go to school, I leave some food on the table, along with a list of house rules. In the note, I also tell him not to make a mess out of my place while I am gone. I head for Kurato's room to check if he is still around. His door was slightly ajar, and through the gap, I see him lying in bed. Oh my god. Shirtless, his blanket on the ground. I sigh and quietly enter his room to pick up the blanket. You'll catch a cold, idiot. I drape the blanket over his body and turn around to leave. Just as I am about to close the door, I hear the bed shifting as he stirs in his sleep. Ugh. No, must get them. Get them quick. I got a little confused after hearing his words. Get who? After that, though, Kurato continues to sleep soundlessly. I don't know what he was mumbling. Maybe he was having a nightmare. I decide to leave Kurato alone and leave for school. Before break starts, the teacher gives an announcement. Students, this is a notice from the local police, so pay attention. Due to recent events, the village will be placed under curfew. No one is allowed outside from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. There might be dangerous people lurking about during these times, so stay home and lock everything. It feels like we are being treated like small children, but no one protests because of how serious the situation is. After the announcement, everyone starts to chat among themselves. I lean to the right and try to get Ryoji's attention. Ryoji, what exactly is going on? Haven't you read the newspaper? They found dead bodies dumped in an alley. The autopsy report stated that they died sometime between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. The same goes for the previous cases too, hence the notice. Don't you think it's a little far-fetched to warn even the students? Apparently there's no pattern, and the next victim could be anyone walking around at night, student or not. This is the best way to prevent that. I see. I don't intend to go out during that time anyway. Ryoji moves a little closer, lowering his voice. According to the statistics, your neighborhood is the most at risk. Have you noticed anything strange lately? Not much, aside from being watched. There are investigators patrolling now. Investigators? Oh, oops. I talked to one of them. He said that everyone in my neighborhood might be on the target list, and they're just on high alert. I see. We can't be certain about that, but we can't ignore it either. Ryoji steps back when Akuya approaches us. Hi guys, what are you whispering about? Just about the recent disappearances and murder case. Oh, I wonder why these events are happening. It was so quiet and peaceful before. I bet it's an outsider. No villager would do something like this. Outsider? Like the forest tourists? The forest tourists are still missing, right? Maybe the demon knows what they did and took care of it. Oh, Akuya, we already gave up on that idea. Besides, the demon won't get involved with things that happen within the village. The forest is its territory, just like a guardian will stay with their treasure. It was just a theory. I think my voice for her has gotten worse. Talking about theories won't solve the case, but we probably could find out who the murderer is. Miyoko is playing detective again. The police are already working on it. Exactly, Miyoko. That's why I'm going to solve this first. Not you too, Ryoji. This isn't a competition. I'll solve it without you and your connections to the place. Akuya sighs deeply as she looks at the both of us. When class ends, Ryoji and I decide to study together. Whew. This is a different... Oh, it's Ryoji's house. Okay, since Kurato is at home, in order not to disturb him, I think it is better to study at Ryoji's place. Come in and make yourself comfortable. Your place is smaller than I remembered. Ryoji chuckles at my comment and cleans up the table. It's been a while since you came over. You were a lot shorter back then. While I take a seat, he heads off to the kitchen. He must be getting snacks. I dump my books onto the table. After looking through them, I realize I have a lot of homework today, mostly from history class. I guess this game really emphasizes history class, doesn't it? I guess Kurato has to wait a little longer for dinner. Wait, he isn't a child. He can take care of himself. Ooh, no, oops. Okay. God dang it. I hate that when I accidentally scroll. I need to stop worrying about him. Let's see, I'll start with history. If there's any subject I'm bad at, it would be this one. For once, we're learning about something interesting. The chapter is about village legends. Luckily, I'm with Ryoji today. He's more knowledgeable about this. You've got trouble with history again? Ryoji returns to the room carrying a tray. On it are cups of tea and a plate of treats, which he sets down in front of me. This reminds me of the scene with Jinoru, I think. Yeah, okay. He takes a seat beside me and looks over at my textbook. Mr. Blanchett gave some hints to the answers during his lecture yesterday. Oh, right, you were asleep. Fine, I'll help you with your homework. The first section is related to our school. If I remember right, there was an incident. I've also heard rumors floating around about a ghost. The story of the school ghost has many variations, but I'll tell you the true story it's based on. I found it on the police archives. Several decades ago, a boy was tortured and later murdered by his classmates in school. Aww. Oh my god. Only his legs were at the scene of the crime. They couldn't find the rest of him. The only suspects were children, and none were definitively linked to the murder, so the case was never solved. I'm shocked that children could do such a thing. What would have driven them so mad to kill their classmate? It remains a mystery to this day. It's too late to dig into it now. The culprits probably died of old age. Jesus, brutal. Anyway, they say the ghost of the victim wanders to school late at night. Because he has no legs, he basically crawls on the ground, so when you hear shuffling sounds, he's nearby, or so the rumor goes. Is he an evil spirit that remains in the school for revenge? Probably. Nobody's seen him up close, but there are people who claim to have seen strange things through the windows from outside. The shuffling sound is hard to identify, too. It could have easily been something else. That sounds interesting. I suddenly have the urge to explore the school at night. Did you think you're the only one who got that idea? I told you nobody has encountered him. Maybe if I'm lucky I'll get to see him. Unlucky, more like it. I roll my eyes and turn back to my textbook. There is a photo on the page. Written in small text under the photo is, "In memory of Class 1E. What the Okay. Ryoji gives a brief description of the victim's appearance. I search for the boy in the photo. He is standing on the far left as the shortest of the group. Unlike the other students with big smiles on their faces, he looks rather sad. I'm surprised our school's reputation wasn't damaged. Records and textbooks tell different stories. The public doesn't know what really happened. I had to search through the old archives and various other sources to find out the truth. Besides, it was a long time ago. People moved on. Let's look into the next legend, the Forest Demon. I've heard a lot of things about it, but they don't make sense. The legend gets mixed up because it seems like people will believe anything they hear. Remember our trip from a few days ago? That alone was enough to start unnecessary rumors. The villagers thought we were crazy to visit the forest after the missing tourist incident. Our teachers think it's nonsense. I'm still not sure what to believe. So what do you know about the Forest Demon? Okay, they made a little mistake there, but I'm fine with it. It's an old legend, even older than this village. Many believe there is only one demon, but there could be more. Their appearance varies, but they are often portrayed as a weird-looking animal with horns. Could it be an undiscovered species? Maybe, or could be that someone saw an ordinary animal and mistook it for a demon. You can't really disprove it, something like that, and the description is vague enough that it could look like almost anything. The legend says they're evil, devouring every person who enters the forest. The devouring part is not meant to be taken literally. The demon would take something from you, probably your soul. In order to appease the demon and prevent disaster, the villagers built a temple deep within the forest. I'm not sure how they managed to do it in a forest they feared, but take it as it is. I remember the crimson-haired guy I met during our trip. I asked Ryoji if there are people patrolling the forest. Nope, there's no need to do that every day. After hearing this, I reconsider visiting the forest. We continue to chit-chat while doing our homework until the sun goes down. Thanks to Ryoji, I finish my history homework with ease. In return, I help him with other subjects. When I leave Ryoji's place, it is already completely dark outside, but I still manage to get home by 9 p.m. When I enter the house, I notice the lights are off. It looks like nobody's at home, unless Kurato already went to sleep. I'm home, Kurato. Are you there? Nobody answers me, so it seems like I have to find him myself. I don't know if this is gonna be bad or good. I'm looking in the kitchen. I go to the kitchen and turn the lights on. Seems he's not here. My room. This is silly, but it won't hurt to check. Of course, if he's there, I might kill him. The curtains are wide open in my room. Moonlight shines through the window, illuminating the shadow lying on my bed. Knew it. Okay, judging from the clothes hung over the chair and the brown hair strands sticking out of my sheets, I know it is Kurato. Why is he sleeping in my bed? Did he mistake my room for his own? I stand in front of my bed, ready to pull the blanket off, but I change my mind at the last moment. His expression looks so peaceful, like he's having a sweet dream. Being an investigator must be tough, especially for someone so young. Fine, I'll let you sleep here. I gently brush some hair strands away from his face. Up close, I realize he's actually pretty handsome. Ugh, what am I doing? I need to start dinner. After pulling away, I leave silently. Guess I'll sleep in the guest room tonight. I see Akuya and Ryoji discussing something. Curious, I join them. Hey guys, what's up? Miyoko, are you alright? Of course, why wouldn't I be? Ryoji told me police are guarding your street. I can't believe you're in so much danger. Nothing much happened so far. You don't have to be this serious about it. Of course I'm going to take this seriously. Akuya pouts and looks over at Ryoji. It seems he agrees with her. The mood quickly changes when Akuya asks about the investigators. By the way, have you seen anyone from our school? I heard a few students work as investigators. It seems like such a difficult job for students to handle. Besides, there is not enough work as the village is mostly quiet. The extras don't get paid. I'm curious to what kind of person is keeping an eye on you. They better do a good job of keeping you safe, or I won't forgive them. It is best if I do not tell her about Kurato, or she will try to dig for more information. It might give her the wrong impression if she finds out that my guard is staying at my place. I would bury my face out of embarrassment. I haven't seen any of the investigators as far as I know. Most guards don't reveal themselves. It would make the residents restless. The idea is to set a trap. People should act normally. It's likely that students from the elite class took the job. It's not something to be bragging about, and they know a lot about keeping their identities hidden. No one has ever seen or spoken to the elite students. Not even our teacher knows a lot about them, so I can understand why they would be chosen for the job. They're just abusing their privilege to skip classes. They're probably too busy investigating to even care about school. I know, right? What about your brother, Ikuya? He isn't an investigator. As far as I know, he just studies at home. You should drag your brother to school sometime. It's been so long, I've forgotten his face. I've tried many times, but he can be so stubborn. Our discussion is interrupted by Mr. Blanchett calling us to our seats. We do not get another chance to speak until class ends for the day, when Ikuya and Ryoji depart for their school clubs. After saying goodbye, I packed my things to go home. Whew! Okay, on my way to the lockers, I find a handkerchief on the ground. Its fancy design catches my attention, so I pick it up. There's a name embroidered on it. Yay, it's Roya again. He must be important, Jesus. Roya K. I do not recognize it. This looks important. I should bring it to the Lost and Found office. Hey, that is mine. Yay, it's him again. He must be the villain or something. A guy stands behind me, so tall that I have to look up at him. I notice his uniform design. He's not a regular student. I hand over the handkerchief when he reaches out for it. Roya? How do you... Ah, my handkerchief. Thank you for returning this, Miss Miyoko. Have we met before? Who knows? Roya shows a mysterious grin and leaves. I stare at his back until he disappears from sight. I've never met this guy before. How does he know me? He's also the first elite student I've ever seen walking around school. I wonder why he is here, of all days. Elite students sure are peculiar. I'm home. It is quiet when I enter my house. There's no answer, so I assume Kurato has gone out. I drop my bag and decide to head for the kitchen to prepare tea. It always calms me down after a long day. I pass by the living room and freeze, hearing soft breathing coming from the couch. Does this guy sleep so much? Jesus Christ. Upon stepping closer, I notice that Kurato is lying there, his sleeping face looking peaceful. He must have worked hard today. I should let him be. When I return, Kurato is already sitting up, reading. He looks up from his newspaper. He woke up so quickly. Did I disturb you? Nah, I had a good nap. I just made tea. Let me get you some. Kurato smiles appreciatively when I hand him a cup. I sit next to him and glance at what he is reading. It occurs to me that there are things about him I have yet to confirm. It was written on his badge that he attends the same school as me. Say, Kurato, do you really never attend class? What class are you in? Normally you'd get a penalty for being absent. Let's see. I think people call it the elite class or something. I almost spit out my tea upon hearing his answer. What, so you really are... Why are you so surprised? Because you look normal to me. Was that supposed to be a compliment? I thought all the elite students were supposed to be peculiar, although nothing's really normal these days. I'm curious. I hardly ever see them at school, and I'd rather hear what they're like from you than the rumors. I don't know. I haven't met everyone yet. Most of them were absent from the first day. If everyone else is skipping class, so why wouldn't I? You don't even know your own classmates? I just said, it's not that I don't believe you, I just find it a bit strange. I guess they have their reasons. I do remember someone. Yeah, Chain, he must be important too. There's this one guy named Chain. He's an investigator like me, so I've seen him around. I wish Chain was an option. He seems really cool. Okay, do you guys get along? Sorta, but we're more like rivals. He's kinda reserved, doesn't talk a lot. You can say we're opposites personality-wise. You'll get it if you meet him. I bet he's a truant just like you. Speaking of your classmates, do you know a guy named Roya? A flicker of recognition crosses his face. He must be familiar with the name. Roya. Is he in my class? I'm not sure. Kurato frowns, lost in thoughts. Even with a student from the elite class sitting behind me, I'm not close to getting answers. You should interact more with your classmates. Yes, Mom. I'm just trying to get you to socialize. You don't exactly look like a social butterfly either. Maybe you should take your own advice. Don't change the subject. We're talking about you. Why don't you talk to an elite student yourself if you're so interested? I'm talking to one of them, though. We spend the rest of the afternoon talking about school. Kurato has been in the elite class since I was a first year. He'd been too lazy to attend class during that time and was hardly ever around, which explains why I did not recognize his face when we first met. I have to admit, I wouldn't go to class either if the same rules applied to us. Kurato also mentions that we met once when we were younger, but I cannot recall it. It must have been a long time ago, or he just did not make a very large impression. I try to ask more about it, but Kurato waves it off as a fun fact and says nothing else about it. Oh, I didn't think you were actually serious. You should always take me seriously. Kurato rubs his head, looking around uncomfortably. I place my hands on his back and push him forward. Where's your uniform, by the way? Either I lost it or it's collecting dust in my locker, which I've forgotten the combination to, and the number, and its general location. I look at him with narrowed eyes. I question how he even got accepted into such an exclusive class. Their image totally does not fit Kurato. Maybe I had a wrong idea about elite students in general. I walk Kurato to his classroom, since he cannot remember where that is either. It feels like I'm showing a transfer student around. After we take a turn into the hallway, I accidentally bump into someone. Roya. I stumble, but Kurato catches me before I hit the ground. Oh, it's Chain. Okay. Hey, Chain. It's rare to see you here in school. Oh my god, look at that design, though. It's so cool. He's the coolest looking character I've almost ever seen in my life. Makes sense if you barely show up. Rubbing my head, I glance up to face the tall person in front of me. His light blue eyes look down into mine. His cold stare gives me the chills, yet his gas mask is strange enough to draw my attention away from his eyes. This must be the person Kurato talked about yesterday. He looks more like a laboratory worker than a student. He looks so cool, though. Sorry for bumping into you. It's fine. His deep voice is distorted due to his mask. It sounds creepy. If I were alone with him, I would not stay around for too long. Kurato moves forward and pats Chain on the shoulder. So, what are you doing here? Chain glances down at Kurato's hand, then steps away from him. Just some business. You? Well, this kid's forcing me to attend class. At the comment, I puff out my cheeks and glare at Kurato. He had said it in a joking tone, but Chain just keeps quiet, not finding it funny. There's not much for you to do here, though. The target has escaped. Target? Kurato just nods in response, his expression unchanging. After those words, Chain takes his leave. That sounded like something important. I wonder what Chain meant, but I doubt Kurato will tell me about it. Why was Chain wearing a gas mask in school? It's not like the air here is bad. I don't know. Might be a fashion choice. The elite student's classroom is located in a different part of the school building. Even though there is no one in the hallways, it feels awkward standing around when I have no business being here. Kurato, not wanting me to leave, asked to keep him company for a short while. I only say yes to satisfy my curiosity. I expect the classroom to be completely empty, but a lone boy sits in the corner, a book in his hands. Oddly enough, he does not look older than 14. I look back at Kurato in confusion. Did we enter the wrong classroom? You look confused, but we are in the right place. I remember my classroom at least. It's usually pretty empty. That boy is Kaichi, by the way. He looks young enough to be in elementary school. After abruptly putting his book down, the boy stands up and starts walking towards us. When he stops in front of me, I notice he is even shorter than I am. I can hear you. The answer is no. I'm just physically 14. And I am an elite student. Kaichi answers all my questions at once with a straight face. Even Kurato remains speechless. Don't gossip about your seniors or make random assumptions. Go back to your own classroom. This place is only for the elite. He turns to Kurato, who is standing beside me. And you, if you're staying, don't disturb me. I'm reading something important. The boy shoots me a fierce look that makes me freeze in place before he returns to a seat. Yeah, we were being pretty rude, so I understand. Well, I'm going to leave that episode of Dark Knight here. So far, I'm enjoying the Kurato route. I might be enjoying it more than Jinoru. Jinoru's is kind of monotone and boring, but I still liked it. This one is a bit more action-y, so I'm enjoying that. But yeah, if you guys like this video and want to see more Dark Knights, then press the like button. If you want to see more of my content, you can press the red subscribe button. And if you want to get notified every time I post a video, you can press the gray bell button next to my name. And I think that's all. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!